Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're all well, that you're staying safe and surrounding yourself with as much positivity as possible. If this is your first time of seeing this gorgeous face, my name is Kome. I'm the founder of She Dares to Succeed. And on this channel, I teach all things about starting a business, making money online, quitting the 9 to 5, and just literally living the life of your dreams. So if anything that I have said sounds interesting to you, you want to be sure to hit the subscribe button because I bring amazing content to you every Monday and Thursdays, and you do not want to miss anything. Now in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how you can make £1,000 every month with no job and literally just leveraging on the power of the internet. I did a video recently where I talked about the 7 ways that I make money online, and the response to that video was amazing. A lot of you reached out to me to just talk about the information that was out in that video. If you haven't seen that video, I'm going to link it somewhere up here, or maybe it's up here, but anyway, just be sure to click on that video and go and watch it if you haven't seen it yet. But really, in that video, I was really talking about my own personal experience of making money online, the ways that I make money. And I got quite a few questions surrounding the webinar aspect, because I said webinars have been the simplest way that I have been able to make money without the planning and the structuring that goes into a course. And so today I want to shed light on how you too can make money through webinars and just really help, because I know that right now a lot of people are worried about their jobs because the COVID-19 is still going on, and a lot of people are carrying anxiety about what will happen to them when lockdown is over. Will they still have jobs? Will they be able to fend for their families? And so if there's any way that I can help, I really want to give as much information, because the truth is that it is very possible to generate income online, leveraging on the internet, without a 9 to 5. And if that is something that you're interested in, there are tons of ways. But in this video, I'm going to be concentrating on webinars and using webinars to generate income. Now, I want to give a disclaimer, because even though I have said £1,000 a month, it really is about what you put into it. It could be more and it could be less. But the important thing is that knowledge is power. And so that's what I'm going to deliver to you today. So let's stop talking about the preamble and let's get into the body of this video. Maybe you have heard of webinars before, or maybe you haven't heard. Let me just tell you what a webinar is so that we can all be on the same page and you understand what I mean. A webinar really is an online seminar. So it's a class where people show up to get value from you, and you want to be giving them as much value in the time allotted because they are paying you for that information. Nowadays, a lot of people are using the word masterclass instead of webinar, or some people are using power hour. It doesn't really matter what they call it. The important thing is that you are hosting a class where you are not in person, and you're doing it probably from your home or from your office or whatever, but you're teaching people over the internet, and all of them are based in their different places. You could even also call it an online workshop. It doesn't matter the name. It's just that the standard operation is somebody teaching somebody who is maybe miles away, full stop. Now you're thinking, what can I teach on a webinar? The crazy thing is that almost anything that can be taught on a webinar, anything that can be taught face to face or through one-to-one demonstration, can also be taught on a webinar. I have seen people teaching all sorts of things, even things that will boggle your mind. For example, I know somebody who teaches how to improve sexual intimacy in the marriage, and she does that via webinars, and people actually sign up to listen and to learn from her. My friend April is also a fantastic example. She's a fitness coach and a food nutritionist, and she teaches women, especially new moms, how to close the gap in their tummies, which is called diastasis recti, which have come about through or during pregnancy. She also teaches people how to cook themselves to a better body. And so really, it doesn't matter what you teach as long as you have expertise that you want to pass on to people. So I think this is the point where you start to think about what you really know and what you can pass on to other people. So let's move on to how do you actually teach people the platforms to use. There are a bunch of different platforms where you can host a webinar. The simplest one being people use Facebook groups to host webinars. I find that to be a bit clunky because I just feel that it's not as sophisticated and it doesn't allow enough interaction. Truth being told is that I have a mastermind going on, and we've had our first webinar in the mastermind, and we had to use a different platform because Facebook is just not sophisticated enough to allow everyone to interact at the same time. So there are other platforms you could use. GoToWebinar, there is the Webinar Jam, but my favorite one is Zoom, which is how I hosted my webinar. Today is the 30th of April, and as a matter of fact, we hosted a webinar which was Boost Your Sales yesterday, the 29th, and it was via Zoom, and it was mind-blowing. It was exciting, and everybody could speak and everybody could hear them, and so it just really helps the atmosphere of your webinars. So we've talked about what a webinar is. We've talked about what you could teach on a webinar. We've talked about what platforms you could also use for the webinar. The next thing to talk about is your payments. For me, I find that webinars that are too cheap make people feel like there's no much value in it, and the truth is that your value and your knowledge is very important, and to me, my knowledge is pricey. So I would expect that your knowledge is pricey too, regardless of what you are teaching. And so for me, the price point for a very good webinar that is going to last at least 2 hours long is between 25 to 49 pounds, 50 pounds. And so if you're looking to generate £1,000, you will only need to have 20 people on your webinar, and 20 times 50 pounds would equals 1,000 pounds. I hope my maths is correct. But if you feel like you are too afraid to charge 50 pounds and you want to make it cheaper to attract more people, all you need to do is charge them 20 pounds and then have 50 people on the webinar, and you have made £1,000. You could also have 2 different webinars where you have 10 people paying you 50 pounds and you still make the same amount of money. And now let's talk about the ways that you could attract people to your webinar. I know that this is probably a whole different topic on its own, but I'm going to say how I attract people to my webinars is through my social media pages. Of course, you know that there will be She Dares to Succeed page, which has the most number of people. I also have a very small email list who I tell about the things that I'm offering, and some of the people take me up on my offers, and it's just as simple as that. The truth is that a lot of us have a following already, either your friends and your family, and the important thing is whatever knowledge you are teaching, you probably have people who will be interested in it already. However, as time goes on and as you start to develop this aspect of your business, you will start to get more feedback and more sign-ups. You also have the ability and the possibility of advertising your webinar through any channel: Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, whatever you want to advertise through. But the important thing is that we're looking to fill your webinar so that you can go on to make £1,000 per month. I think at this point I should also mention that when it comes to taking payment, for me, I use Samcart to take payment, and I have found that it is very easy and it doesn't have the same go around format as PayPal. And it just gives it a more professional look. However, you can take your payment, PayPal, bank transfer, Paystack for people who are not in the West. I just think that webinars are really underrated, and it's something that you could tap into really quickly. I mean, you could throw up a webinar in as little as a week and get people signed up to it. It just depends on how you are interested in generating income that way. So guys, I would like for you to tell me in the comments, if you were interested in hosting webinars, what would your topic be? Or what other aspects of this video would you like me to explain more? Because then I will now do a separate video on that aspect and just really help you to be able to make money through webinars. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video, because I know it's a bit more technical than the videos that I do, but I'm hoping that it has answered a very key question about my former video, and I am looking forward to your feedback. Guys, if you have gotten to this point and you really enjoyed the information in this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, guys. You're helping me because your girl is on the drive to hit 1,000 subscribers in the shortest time possible. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you in my next video.